Bitcoin back at 68K. The market's good. Sol is looking good again, but is it too late for more Sol? Are there other opportunities now in the market today? I'm taking a look at a couple of things that might be interesting to you, especially if you guys have missed the Sol trade. There's a couple of options here available that might need your attention in the next couple of days. So we got tons to talk about here, some banging setups as always. I've even got another meme coin for you guys. It's all going down on a Friday. Let's get right into this. And remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, hit the subscribe. Ray is here. He's back from retirement. He came back.
Happy Friday. Happy Friday, family.
He's bullish. He's bullish. He's bullish. And we've got some more instructions for you guys. Ray's made a nice little banner at the bottom of the screen. So, Ray, just drop that banger, not to smash your likes and tell your mama one. The other one. There it is. Read the banner. Okay, read the banner there from Ray. And it makes perfect sense. Now, I have no idea what the fuck safe is. 19% up today. That thing is absolutely cooking. I see ApeCoin. This thing won't go away. Now, we looked at this a couple of times last week, and it looks like we've missed a nice bounce opportunity now on that one. So we need to wait up a bit.
𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗧𝗕 called it yesterday in the Sniper Club.
Banger. Okay, Davey's got it. Guys, Davey, the DJ, our ByBit winner. Okay, there it goes. So Ape looking good. Ethereum Classic. Now, this is obviously because we've just seen a guard candle from ETH today. Okay, well, not a guard candle, it's ETH. Okay, and it started moving. So we're looking at the ETH chart again. My position's almost flat. I'm quite relieved at the moment. So I'm going to take you through that one too. And then BCH, that's coming alive again. Link. Okay, that is an interesting one as well. And James is saying big sells coming in. That's not a good sign at the moment. Now, guys, remember, for the next couple of months, you can win a Bitcoin on Banter Bubbles. All you need to do is use one of the show links in my description. If it's the ByBit link, the Blowfin link, or one of the others, you go to Ready, you predict your Bitcoin price by the end of the year. Okay, and then you can win 0.5 BTC if you are correct. If you've been trading up to 10 trades in that exchange that you are using, from the link in the description, they'll give you an extra 0.5 BTC if you are right. So nice little incentive there to try and guess the Bitcoin situation. Now, you can see in the middle here, TAO minus 3.8. I'm talking about that one as well today. This could be an interesting play. But first things first, let's jump into BTC. Let's see what is going down now. Now James is telling us big sells are coming in, and you can see why. This is a danger zone. This was a hot liquidity zone earlier on today. So we've had our second pump now into 68,650. This is our second attempt at it. And if we're on a lower time frame, you'll see very clearly, like on the 1 hour, a very clear double top for BTC. So that's not a great start to the Friday afternoon. I was hoping for a little bit more pumpage this afternoon on the show. So far, a little bit bearish here on the shorter time frames for BTC. We're rejecting at a tricky zone. So resistance is 68,650. Let's watch that area now. We got a couple of hot zones lower down. Now you can see I've made a red box. That red box over there ties in with the liquidation heat map that we've got from CoinGlass. You can see over there, I've just simplified it for you on the chart. But there's a couple of zones here. So number one, 67,460. This is my hot zone from earlier today. It's our 382 fib. It's our anchored VWAP from the dumps. It's our horizontal. So we know that's an interesting zone, 67,460. Then a little bit lower down, if we have to play that liquidity hot zone game there with the liquidation heat map, look at this, 66,600. I've got horizontals for you. It's our previous major 236 fib pool. It's our 618 from the lower time frame pool. It's our horizontals, and it's our anchored VWAP just bringing up the rear a little bit below that. So look out. Any move, 66,600, anywhere in that type of region looks nice and bouncy to me, especially on the short term. Now, naturally, if they're going to come and wreck us even more, then we've just got to identify the next one. So lower down, we've got 65,500. That's our same big zone from the other day, and I'm expecting that one to hold in the next 24 hours. Now, anything can happen after that, but right now, that's all you need to watch to the downside. Upside, you know the drill. Okay, we need to break highs if we want to turn bullish there on that upside. So that is good for now at the moment. And I'm sitting in, I'm about to get stopped out. So this was a trade I took earlier this morning probably 6 hours ago, I jumped into this one. So here we go. My stop is at 67,673. That is my average entry at 67,840. Let's see if they're going to come here and stop me out. Looking for maybe a bounce in that type of region. You can see if we really want to get desperados here on the 15 minutes, we can pull out a trend. Really getting desperate now and asking this trend to hold us up on the 15 minutes. But yeah, let's see how that plays out. And remember, guys, Prime XBT, absolute banger for crypto, all these things, but also the S&P. You can trade on it with Forex and stuff. Okay, let's get into some of the things. Now, how's this legend? Right, how's this fucking guy? Okay, 20-year-old charge with $230 million Bitcoin heist. Okay, this guy, he YOLO'd his way into infamy. He snagged $230
Is this the guy from Los Angeles?
I think so. $230 million in Bitcoin, bro, after running a slick social engineering campaign. He basically tricked a whale into giving up his private accounts. This guy's he's 20. Okay, he bought Lambos, private jets, and clubbing in the LA. I mean, that's max crypto, isn't it?
Yeah. My friends saw him. They met him personally.
Why didn't this guy buy like a rental apartment?
Idiot.
A building?
Like, idiot.
So fucking
How do you go
stupid.
spend 300 grand at the club? They're going to ask who you are.
Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, guys, don't be like this guy. Okay. don't be like this guy. So crypto. Shifty says this fucking guy. No, really, this fucking guy. Okay. James van Straten, he's telling us for Bitcoin to make new all-time highs, gold is going to have to stop its bull run or consolidate. Okay. Similar to setup in 2020, as soon as gold dropped, BTC started to climb. On a 7-day basis, gold inflows into ETFs hit a 2-year high. Now, I've got something for you on this gold chart that might tell us we're not too far away from a little bit of action. So here's gold on the weekly. And I'm using MDX Wavemaster here at the bottom just to give me a guide as to what is going on. And you're going to see a little bit of this today in some of the charts that I'm giving you because it's the basis of a lot of my discussion today. So MDX Wavemaster is part of MDX Algo. There's links in the description for you guys. You've seen me using this. Okay, there's a bit of spice to this thing and it does tell us a little tale. So this is gold on the weekly here at the moment. You can see this thing is grinding higher and it's really starting to push. And now we're nearly at my target. The 2,800 region was our target for gold. Now look what is happening here on the weekly charts. Now remember, on these oscillators and even regular RSIs, these types of things, when they move to these extremes, it's often like a long process to get it back down. And when you're this high on the weekly, you know these things are cooking, but you know they're potentially starting to get a little bit tired. So the last time we saw this on Wavemaster on gold, this was in May 23. We printed this reversal, which was our divergence that was coming out here, and this yellow dot. And we saw gold started just drifting lower for a couple of weeks there. Well, it looks like 10 or 12 weeks, it started drifting lower. Now, we did that, we didn't print the R, but on May, we did that as well. We had a reversal. Okay, so right now you can see on this chart here, they printed this divergence here, this R sign. Now we're just waiting for that trigger. We're waiting for this yellow dot here on this gold signal, and that could be the sign of the top for gold. Now, if that ties into James van Straten's tweet here, look at this thing. He's saying that gold needs to consolidate or start reversing. Okay, if we're looking at this looks like it's close. And I mean, this is a weekly chart, so it could be another 2 to 3 weeks, maybe a little bit longer. But we know this is the height of the heat. And this Wavemaster is really getting overcooked here now at the moment. So for me, there's a potential short brewing on gold as well. And the timing's going to be tricky. We're going to have to look at that on the daily. But typically, we're going to use the regular RSI for that one. And I'm going to bang out this daily chart for you. When the time is getting closer, we're going to look for that bearish divergence. And we're going to try and grab ourselves a little gold short there on Prime XBT. So basically, we want to see a little push up into that type of region, then some kind of double top. And then I think this thing is going to start drifting a little bit lower. So I think we're close to the top of gold. I think we're close to a potential gold reversal and a potential short. And then that could tie in with this tweet that we do start pushing higher on BTC. And the whales know all about this. Okay, the whales, these guys are smart. And the whale wallets that are 100 or more BTC, they've grown their holdings by 1.9% in the past 2 weeks. During the same time frame, the amount of wallets with under 100 BTC has shrunk by 0.1%. These guys are accumulating. The big guys are getting more. It looks like whales retail starting to sell a little bit of their stuff, and they're getting nervous, but the big guys are still buying. So pay attention to what is going on there. And then there was big news today with regards to Microsoft. Now, this is it's all over the place, and I nearly actually used this on my tile today because it's actually quite serious news. But Microsoft has asked shareholders to vote on whether to consider investing in Bitcoin. I mean, these guys want to start buying BTC. Okay, I mean, that's pretty massive as to what is going on here. And James van Straten just confirming the fact that Bitcoin is on the Microsoft agenda. Okay, it's there. If it wasn't clear before, it's now clear. It's being talked about in boardrooms all over the place. Stuff is going down here. And I see TraderBot says gold, silver shorts will be skewered. This thing has barely just started to move. Is he talking about silver? Or is he talking about gold? Does he want gold to go higher? I did see silver start ripping a little bit the other day. But let's look at Microsoft. So Microsoft on the daily, breaking a trend. I mean, this is quite nice. I haven't looked at Microsoft in a while. And you can see this is a nice little flow here, what's going on here. We've now broken on the daily. And remember, we've got Microsoft earnings on Wednesday. Now, we might get a pump into Microsoft earnings. Remember Tesla, we started dropping and then consolidating onto earnings for Tesla. Then we had a mega pump. Now, if we're getting a pump from Microsoft and a break into earnings, maybe we're going to tee ourselves up for a little bit of a rejection. So I thought Microsoft is nice and topical. Let's see what is going on. You can see we've got a nice resistance band here just ahead of us on Microsoft. We're going to have to see how this plays out now during the week. But there's a good start here. This thing has broken trend. And just like we saw, with a couple of these other trades, we're looking for a little pop into that horizontal. Let's see what happens on earnings. I'd be very interested to see if we get earnings and Microsoft is breaking trend into Wednesday and starting to push into a resistance band. This could be a potential short opportunity there for Microsoft. Now, remember, we were thinking about longs on Tesla on major support. If we're pushing Microsoft into resistance on earnings, could be interesting. Could be a little dumpy on its way. So definitely something to watch in the next few days. We'll pay attention to that, especially leading into Thursday after that earnings call. We'll definitely take another look at that. And then the S&P, well, we're having a green day again. So bought up quite quickly yesterday, as you can see, and green again today. Okay, a little bit of a reversal now in the last couple of hours, but things are still looking okay from that front. I don't like the wave master here, looking a little bit tired on the S&P. That is also something to pay attention to as well. But right now, consolidation up here. Yeah, we'll keep our eyes on that thing. And am I getting rinsed yet? About to get rinsed. Let's add a little bit more here in case we get a little bounce. Okay, there we go. Okay, let's see if we get a little bounce there from that zone. So I've just I just doubled that size there on that trend. Let's see if they send us a little bit higher. Okay. Then we've got BTC on the 3-day. And like I was explaining yesterday, we are bearish short term, especially now on the 3-day until we start breaking our highs. So there's no changes here for me on BTC. We're still in what is technically a downtrend now at the moment until we start popping through these highs. Okay, that's a story that needs to unfold later. Until then, we're watching and we're tracking levels. 65,400, bang. 63,000, bang. Those are the ones we want to watch here. We could be in some kind of downtrend. Don't want to go back to 12K. That would hurt. But I'd like to think that we get a bounce at 63K, at least a strong one for that matter. And then look, my average entry on my big BTC position is about 62K, give or take. So that is where I'm going to be adding on to that position if we do hit that zone. And we've got a lot of confluence in that region. So a 50-day MA, 100-day MA, 200-day MA, horizontals, 382. It's a big zone. Okay, it's a very big zone. And worst case, we're getting a bounce there. Best case, that's the bottom if we do hit that zone. So big eyes on that over the next few days. Others chart, not much to report from yesterday. We're on support. 200 billion is our level. No changes to that guy. Dominance is still a concern for me. So this thing keeps grinding higher. And this is why these alts just aren't getting ahead at the moment. So we're seeing a little bit of Bitcoin move. Then we're seeing chop in the altcoins. And until we get a sustained downtrend here or a sustained dip in this dominance, we are going to continue to get chopped out on these altcoins. There's going to be one or two that start popping off and start running. But until then, unfortunately, for altcoin traders, we got to grind this out. We've got to grind this shit out. We got to watch our levels. High leverage traders, you're going to hit a few stops along the way. Spot bag guys, low margin guys, you probably just chilled. Okay, you've got big zones that you're playing with. You can send that higher. Leverage traders, we might be in for some more frustration until we get this rejection now on dominance. So you can see we have tried to reject in a couple of areas. We tried a little bit here earlier yesterday. We tried again today with that little ETH pump. We could see a little bit of a red candle, but now we're churning higher again. So a little bit of caution again with these altcoins. And remember, the target for dominance, the ultimate target for me is 60.4%. So that is quite a big zone, and it's a long way up. If we look at this chart, we can see there's alt pain all the way. Okay, unless Bitcoin's absolutely ripping, that feels like altcoin pain while we make its way higher up. Now, I've got something urgent to report to you guys. We're about to trade altcoins again. We have fixed the ZoomX competition link, okay? But I got to stress how important this is that you guys join me, because they are literally throwing money at you. Okay, look at this. The prize pool is now 9,800 USDT for the top 10 traders. This prize pool will increase the more people that join the ZoomX competition. Look at this, $9,800 is the prize pool. You can see Popcat is a good kitty, is coming first. Any guesses who that trader is? Raise your hand if you know who it is. Okay, it's me. I'm just trading Popcat for this competition. So, guys, don't let me win this. Okay, really, there's money here for you. They're throwing money at you. Look at this guy. The guy coming second, DDH. $1,950 is going to be his reward for coming second here. At the moment, you can see everybody is getting paid. So while I start digging into these altcoins, sign up to ZoomX, get activated here while I'm talking, because there's a couple of trades coming here today. Maybe you want to take it on ZoomX with me and participate in this situation. Really, guys, we've sorted out the link. So apologies to everybody who had trouble with that link, and it looks like it is now okay. And I would like to thank ETH one more time for reversing on me. Okay,
BTC coming down kind of fast.
Absolute piece of shit. Okay, let's take a look here. Okay, here we go. Moving into our hot zone, 67,465, anchored VWAP 382. Let's see if that holds. While we're talking here, I'm gonna crack on here, guys. But while we're talking, Ray can keep us posted. Let's see if I'm getting rinsed. Yeah, I got rinsed. Okay, let's see. We'll see. Okay, we carry on. Let's go. Okay, ETH. So just to cover ETH, thank you so much for reversing on me after a nice pump today. Really appreciate that. And the big support here, 2,445. Those are our lows, or that is our lows. We want to see those lows hold. And if we start losing that, it tells us we're losing the trend. Things are looking bad. Things are looking dirty. And we don't want to be around. Okay, so keep watching that one. And yes, that was potentially the biggest fake out in history. You said that. Okay. So let's talk about the topic today. And we know Solana's been super hot. We get it, okay? Just like Sui, can it go on forever? Or do people get a little bit tired and then they start looking elsewhere? So now Sol's been the topic of the last week or two. It's been an absolute banger. But is the risk reward on Sol starting to slow down? Are there other options now that maybe we can start paying attention to for when there is a reversal? So I want to just take you through a couple of things today. So first things first, here is Sol on the 12-hour. And the first thing we can see is using Wavemaster. I'm keeping this super simple for you guys, and you're going to understand my explanation here as to why I'm saying this about Sol. So you can see Wavemaster on the 12-hour. Look at the previous time. We had a yellow dot print, and we had a little blue print here on Wavemaster. This was on the 1st of October. What happened here? We reversed. Bang. Okay, all the way down. Look at that. All the way down. We had it again in this region here in July. We had a blue print. We had a yellow print. What happened here? Pushed it higher. Bang. All the way down. Okay, and now we are pushing up on Wavemaster. Look at this. First print gave us that little reversal. Now we've got our second print. We've got a blue print as well, and looking for a reversal. Now, where does it go to? For me, potentially 150. Don't want to see much lower than that. That's going to burn. That's going to be the deepest burn in history. But that is potentially on the table now for Sol. Okay, until proven otherwise. So key supports for Sol traders, 161, no changes there. 150, massive zone. Okay, even down to 147. I've got 50 days. I've got multiple anchored VWAPs. I've got the 100-day. I've got the 200-day. I've got a 618. I've got a trend. It's a massive area here, 150 to 147. So look out there. If we take a look purely at the oscillator here at the bottom, Sol is getting tired. Let's look at the oscillator on the 4-hour, and let's see what we can see over here. And I'm using Wavemaster again on the 4-hour. Look at this little reversal, 15th of October. They printed the dot. What did we do? Downside, bang. And what did we get it up here? We got it on 21st of October. Okay, not too bad, not too bad. Now, they've printed it again, and we've got our divergence playing out here as well. and now this thing is potentially short-term reversing. Okay, so not a great look at the moment for Sol. Could be getting a little bit tired. Now, again, I mean, I don't want to come out here and say, oh, you must sell your Sol, because I believe Sol is going to 400. I believe Sol is going to 500 and some bigger targets here in a super bullish market. But if you are looking for leverage positions, if you are looking for, better setups that could maybe start printing a little bit more than Sol in the next couple of weeks. And remember, these things all have a breather. They all have another go. I'm going to give you a couple of tokens that I'm looking at that you could use, and maybe or not, yes or no, you might want to consider trading them. So basically, Sol looking a little bit tired here. Key supports 168, key support on the 4 hour 162, another big level 156. Okay, these are the big levels on the 4 hour, the DGen timeframes. And remember, I've given you some bigger levels on the 12 hour that you're going to be watching. So Agent Archer says we're going to 60. Don't be fooled, guys. Anything is possible.
Can we get a poll going on? Is it too late to get a poll?
We can knock out a poll. We can bang out a poll. Guys, remember, anything is possible here. Look at this chart. There's nothing unreasonable as to what we're looking at here. We've now started a downtrend on BTC. We understand our reaction zones. We understand our hot zones. Let this thing play out. Now, it's going to be uncomfortable for altcoin traders if it carries on chopping like this. But remember, the end result is going to be beautiful. It's going to be a thing of beauty. And we're going to all laugh about it together when it is absolutely ripping. So just exercise a little bit of patience. Now, the first one I wanted to give you is shitcoin number one. Okay, and it's been an absolute shitcoin for the last, how long, right? Probably the last 3 weeks. Absolute debauchery, this AVAX. Okay, and what I want to show you guys is I want to compare this Wavemaster on AVAX on the 12 hour to the Wavemaster on Sol on the 12 hour. Then I'm going to explain a couple of things to you. So here's Sol on the 12 hour. You can see this Wavemaster is completely overbought. And she says, can't wait to long the top, bro. Long the top, bro. Long the top. What else? Okay, so now you can see AVAX. Look at our Wavemaster. This thing is completely now, well, not completely, nearly oversold. Okay, we are now pushing into some oversold times here on AVAX. So again, time to just pay attention as to what is going on. And the last time we saw this type of scenario on AVAX was early September. We had a massive dump. Look at that. We started printing a green band. We printed our yellow dot. Then we started getting a nice strong reversal. Then we saw another occasion here. We printed this yellow dot on the 6th of October. Then we started getting a strong push higher. So now AVAX is moving into the oversold situation, and we could be looking for some kind of reversal in the next few days. Okay, and how does that work for me? How does that translate into something for me? So I don't want to try and pick exactly where the bottom is, but looking at this current oscillator here below us, okay, we can see this thing needs to come down a little bit further. Where can AVAX bounce? So there's only two, well, there's a couple of zones, but the first two are right here where we are sitting at the moment. So 26, okay, that is zone number one. Then another banger for me is 25. Now we do have a little bit of backup cover here. We've got an anchored VWAP. We've also got the trend. We've got the horizontals as well, and our fib that is in play. So we know that it's a reaction zone. We saw Injective really react off a 786 as well. There was a nice little pop when Injective hit that zone. So for me, there's two real zones here, 26 right here and 25 for AVAX. Looking for this thing just to bleed lower. I want to see one of these prints. I want to see one of these yellow dots print here. Then we should start our reversal. Now, it's always fun when we get these oversold situations, when we are moving into some hot reaction zones, some hot horizontals and things like that, because that helps with a little bit of confluence here. So I just want to give you 3 levels here, because I want to give you a backup one in case I'm not around and the market capitulates or something ridiculous. You can see we've got a nice little region at those lows as well. So the 3 hot zones here where I'm expecting a reversal in the next week, 26, 25, 24. Isn't that beautiful? 26, 25, 24. I think one of those is going to be the trigger where we can get some kind of move out of AVAX. So that is that on AVAX. Good luck with that one. Keep your eyes on it. Put on your watch list. Let's not forget, it's been an absolute shitcoin, but let's not forget what AVAX can actually do. There was a little 24%er the other day. And I mean, here's just half a little version, another 33%er. So give it some time. Let this thing play out. And maybe we are going to hit our zones. Now, the next one I've got for you is Phantom. Look at this. Phantom on the 12 hour. Look at this oversold territory here on Wavemaster. Let's go back to Sol. completely overbought, looking to reverse there to turn over. Here's AVAX dipping into a hot zone for us. So if we just zoom out a little bit here, and we can see the last couple of times we dipped very deep on Phantom. We had August, okay, beautiful little move up there in August. Then we had it again September, bang. And now we are starting to dip into that type of territory. Look at that. There's another beautiful example there. Nice little ride up. So we just want to see this oscillator dip a little bit lower into this bottom region, print a nice little green band like you can see forming in these types of regions. Then I suspect we're going to get a reversal on something like Phantom. And that is when I expect this thing might start outperforming, especially on the 12-hour time frame. So what does that translate into now for us? Especially the degens, there's two zones. Just like I've given you on on AVAX, there's two zones on Phantom. 6.6, which is here, 6.67, this exact zone over here. But my favorite zone, 6.320. That's my 50-day MA. That's my anchored VWAP. That's my horizontals. That's my 786. Okay, remember 786 coming into play again. Then we've got back up a little bit lower down. I've got my 200-day MA at that 60 region. So for me, this zone is the hot zone. Okay, this is the big one. This is where I think we do get our eventual decent size reversal. So you might see a situation where something on the 4-hour, if you zoom on the 4-hour, you might get some kind of short-term bounce. You can see this wave master is looking hot on the 4-hour. So there could be some kind of short-term bounce in this region. But then I suspect, bang, that 12-hour is going to kick in when we do get down to that 63 zone. So watch that closely. Now, I'm bringing you a mix of 4 hours and 12 hours just for your interest. Okay, and do with this information what you will. So Phantom, you guys are sorted out. You've got some key levels there. Then the next one, also absolute shitcoin, this WLD. Okay, but it's on the 4-hour. It looks like we're going to get some kind of reversal at some point. So I just want to give you, do you concur?
I concur.
You concur that we're getting a reversal? Okay, so we've got WLD moving into some zones of interest for us. Now, again, there's no guarantees here, but what we can see, the last time we had these situations on Wavemaster, okay, let's just take a look here. On the 17th of September, we printed a dot in that green band and we started getting a push up. Then we had a juicy one here, 3rd of October. Those types of levels, we started pushing higher. Then we dipped again, 11th of October. Look at that thick green band. Then we started pushing higher. Now, WLD starting to drift down into these zones again. And we're looking for a nice juicy one of these bright green bands here to form for us. When that is super dipped into that type of zone, hello, sir.
Oh, I was going to add something. For what it's worth, it's being showed all over Twitter or X.
Really?
So keep that in mind. Yeah, so it could be a liquidity thing. So that's why I even know about it. So keep that in mind.
Okay. So look, what we do know about this coin, like they wanted, 1 billion users? They only 980 million users short. Okay. So it sounds like an absolute shit coin. But can it pump? Yes. Look what it does. Let's just take a look at what the moves these things give us. 53% there. 33%, 60%. Okay, so what I can give you guys is a couple of reaction zones for WLD, a couple of areas where you might want to pay attention. When you can see on the 4-hour, this thing's getting heavily oversold. Maybe you want to start looking at a couple of zones. So the simplest way we can do that is to look at reaction areas. So number one is where we are right now. Okay, you can see this is an area of interest. We've got tons of horizontals here. We've got our 382. So if Bitcoin starts settling down here, then we get some kind of reversal on WLD. Then I've got another banger zone here for you guys, 2.02. That's our 618. That's our horizontals. This is our anchored VWAP. So this is a nice hot zone, 2.02. You want to look for a reaction here. Okay, bang a little zone there. Okay, and we're just trying to tie this in with a nice little reversal on this 4-hour, and then lower down, absolute cracker here. This is the 50-day, the 100-day, and the macro 618 pool here on WLD. So 1.8 is your next degen zone. So one of these should offer you a little reversal here on WLD. So just mark these levels now for this weekend. Whenever if they want to come and capitulate us, okay, look at these 3 zones, and then take a look on the chart, and then start planning where you can get your reactions. Up and Running says, how can I get the RSI? It's MDX Algo, bro. There's a link in the description of the show. It's very simple, guys. Everything I talk about is always under the show doc. So you just go under the show doc here, take a look, all the stuff, all the exchanges I use, Sniper Club, everything is here under the show, especially for you guys. So MDX Algo will be there. Okay, so WLD, just to confirm the levels, where we are right now, look for this reaction. If BTC starts dumping, we've got 2.02 down to 1.97. Then we've got 1.83 down to 1.77. Okay, 1.83 down to 1.77. Pete spirals, yes. Why not short with the trend? Yes, but Pete, you generally want to short when you're pumping. Okay, just like you don't want to long green candles, you generally want to long nice big reversals. It's the same with the shorts. Okay, there's multiple techniques, but for me personally, I don't really like longing into resistance or shorting onto support and things like that. I prefer the sort of the converse, the opposite trade. But you do get guys that they like the opposite. So yeah, whatever works for you. But you know, for me, I like to catch these things in the basket. I like to get a bounce in nice little reaction zones. So that is what I'm going for there. Okay, so WLD you've got. Remember, guys, all these charts get dropped in Sniper Club for you directly after the show. They're in my section there. I've got a channel there in Sniper Club, and everything will be there for you. And just make sure you watch the show for context so you understand what I'm talking about, okay? Because these squiggles can get confusing. Now, let's talk Tower. And Dylan Ballantyne says, Dill, thoughts on Popcat? Come on, love that pussy, bro. I've got 3 pussies for you guys today. Literally, Dill, I've got you, bro. I've got 3 pussies for you today. Just hang around, okay? One of them's a low cap, absolute degen play, okay? Basically going to send you to zero play potentially, okay? So just stick around, it's coming. Okay, Crypto Dreamer, this is our hot researcher in Sniper Club. This is Kerwin, and he's always dropping great stuff, and he's now posting quite a lot more on Twitter as well. Follow him on Twitter, DreamBiggerOX, and he's talking about AI things, and he's specifically speaking about Tao today, and he's saying making AI tradable, and this is kind of topical for me because I'm trading Tao. And we got that entry the other day. And what did Richard say there? He's tired. What? I just want to go home to my banana. Hang in there, Richard. Richard, what is that in your profile pic, bro? Are you smoking that? Are you smoking that stuff? What is going on here? Okay, so let's talk Tao on the 12-hour, and a similar picture to what we've seen on Sol, but the opposite version. So I just want to show you how green this wave master is turning here at the bottom. Now, there's no guarantees with these types of things, but there's some mega prints here. We got a green dot, we've got a blue dot, we got a yellow dot, we got a very thick green band down in this region. And for me, it's time to pay attention again on Tao. So if you didn't grab this entry, 504, I suspect this is a zone you really want to start sniffing around on if we do get another bleed out here on BTC. Now, my current position that I'm in on Tao, my exit is going to be just under this 516 zone. You can see I've got an anchored VWAP just pushing in that type of region there, and we do have a rising trend. So I am currently nursing a Tao position, and obviously I want to see this thing start pumping. This thing has grabbed my attention on the 12-hour. Let's take a look on the 4-hour and just see what this thing is telling us here. And if we zoom out, look at that. So we do get these signals. Now, the last time we had a nice, thick, juicy green band here at the bottom on this Wave Master from MDX. Look at that. We got our little reversal. That was our divergence print, and there it goes. Okay, nice little push. Now we're looking for this type of move again, and we want to see this thing sustained. When this eventually starts breaking that trend, then we start cooking. So until we break that trend, we've got to be a little bit careful here. But for me, Tao, some hot zones for you guys. 505, that is still in play for us, okay? My stop is going to be just under this 516 region, so you can also use that as a reaction zone. So call it 517, then 505, and then I've got a big zone for you at 480. Okay, those are your 3 Tao zones you want to watch if this market's falling over. Those are your hot zones that you want to pay attention to the downside. I do think Tao, remember, just like Sol is the darling of the market at the moment. We had Sui was the darling of the market. I mean, fuck me, all this stuff, okay? Now, remember, Tao was the darling for so long. Now they've forgotten about it. Remember, Render never stopped, okay? These things come back. So just look for these type of reversal signs. Look for these things. And this could be something here for you guys on Tao. So just watch that closely. I'm looking for something there. Now, let's talk a couple of meme coins. And Murad, the meme oracle, this man. I mean, everyone loves him now about memes. So this is his thing. And he says 14 out of the top 20 best performing coins since the beginning of the year are meme coins. Any surprises that number 2 is Popcat? I'm not surprised. That's an absolute banger. And then we've got 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗔𝗡. I never really got stuck into that one, that 𝗙𝗢𝗟𝗔𝗡, unfortunately. But Mog's a banger. Mantra, 𝗬𝗢. You guys all know about 𝗬𝗢. 𝗕𝗤𝗙, obviously. 𝗤𝗙𝗙, also. 𝗓𝗙𝗙, nice one. And I mean, we know. Okay, the memes are the best performers. And Crypto AI saying, don't forget about the cats. Don't forget about the pussy. Popcat and 𝗦𝗚. Now, we never really look at 𝗦𝗚, but I thought let's cover poppies today and just reassess where we are and what the plan is for Popcat. So here's Popcat on the daily, still looking good. We've broken our daily trend, so higher time frame. We've broken the daily. Don't really want to lose much lower than, say, 1.39 if we do get that retest. You can see on the higher time frame, we kind of want to hold that level to remain bullish. And then on the lower time frame, this is Popcat on the 1 hour, and we are reacting in our reaction zone. Okay, typical reaction area. And for those of you that have been following my Popcat trade in the ZoomX Challenge channel in Sniper Club, what I did, just a reminder for everybody, I added on these levels. I started buying Popcat, and my strategy was to buy this thing down on key levels. Obviously, you have to have a bias, okay? My bias was this thing remains bullish. My bias was this thing's going to hold certain levels. Now, you got to believe that to take the trade, because if it doesn't hold those levels, then you get rinsed. Then you can get cut out. So that was my strategy on Popcat, and it's worked a couple of times for me before. So I thought, let me try it again. And what I've been doing is just buying on these levels for Popcat, trying to just accumulate a little position. Now, we know these meme coins are super volatile. We know that it's very difficult to trade them on 20x. So what I did was I opened an 8x position, and I bought a little bit on level 1, which was 1.53. Then I bought a little bit on level 2, which was 1.46. And now I've added another order here at 1.40, and I've got one more backup order at 1.37. Okay, so the plan is, okay, it actually needs to hold. Otherwise, I'm going to get rinsed. So it's got to then either bounce here, okay, if it falls over. Alternatively, that is my final region where I'm looking for the turbo play on tower. Other than that, I'm going to start cutting, and then I'm probably back to break even on that ZoomX competition. So that is my game plan here. So key levels for Popcat, right where we are now, 1.464. The next one, 1.406. The next one, 1.37. If we start losing all of those, then we're coming down, guys. 1.28. Very simple. And then, we sweat bullets. But 1.28 is the next big Popcat entry for me. So we'll have to see how we play that. We'll have to see how this unfolds now in the next 24 hours. And then just Wave Master, you can see I've just been using this a little bit today. And this was a sign for me that we were going to get some kind of short-term reversal. And you can see it has bounced now on the short term. Obviously, we want to see a little bit more. And I'd like to see something like this. The last time we had that, we had a nice big push out of that one. We also had it here. We had a nice big push there. So let's see. Okay, but that is what I'm looking at, and that is what I'm trying to play. Stun, hey, Andre, what's going on here, bro? You like this beard, eh? You like this beard. Okay, let's talk another pussy. Okay, here's 𝗦𝗚. Okay, this is another meme coin. Now, I've never put too much emphasis on this one. I haven't really traded it much, but I know. I mean, we got there's hot cats out there, and I thought, let's look at a couple. So here is 𝗦𝗚 on the 12 hour, very much like Popcat, breaking all-time highs. As you can see, these things are super bullish. And look, right now, if we have to be fair and I have to give you honest levels, okay, we got to start looking at a 236 maybe. Let's pull this one in as well. And okay, so we've got interesting zones here. If you want to play that game, that high-risk game, okay, now this is the 12 hour. So this is for spot traders. This is not for DJs. Okay, hot zone here, 0.009785. Okay, you could look for something there. Then you can look for something 0.000856. Okay, these are DCA zones. So this is how you build a little position. If we can't pick the bottom, we don't know when these things are going to move. Higher time frame, guys, look, I don't think we're going to see that. 0.0659. Okay, don't really want to see that one. But if you're trying to build a position here, if you're bullish on these meme coins, okay, 𝗦𝗚 could be one of them. Okay, Popcat could be one of them. You're looking at those two levels there for a potential DCA zone. So now, I wouldn't long this thing now. That's effectively longing the top, unless you're trying to play DGen moves like I've shown you on Popcat. Then we're going into 1 hours. We're looking for bounces. We're doing those things. But as far as the spot bag is concerned on 𝗦𝗚, remember, just because it's broken all-time highs doesn't mean it can't go higher. Okay, so these things, they don't have a top. when the market's pumping. They just keep, there's no sort of target. They just go until the market gets tired of them. So could be a nice pullback buy for you. Those are the two hot zones that you want to watch, that I would suggest you want to look at. So Thomas says, can we look at the liquidation heat map for AVAX? Okay, let's take a look here. Those are the exchanges, right? Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Binance.
By the way, guys, you can ask these type of questions in Sniper Club and always get the answers.
Nice, Ray. Nice, Ray. Okay, liquidation heat map. Here we go. AVAX all the way down to just above 25.6. Okay, so they're tapping a couple of zones there. Very interesting at the moment. And then upside, look at that. 27.5, nice and juicy. Yeah, 27.7, nice little region up there. Now, guys, we're talking about pussy. Okay, we got two. Now I've got another one for you. This is an absolute, okay. Like, I brought you guys a couple of meme coins, okay? And I think I got a good track record so far. Now, this is fucking degen stuff I'm bringing you. So if you're buying this thing, okay, firstly, it's a green candle at the moment. Don't buy green candles. You want to buy these things on dips, okay? You don't ape into this thing now. Please, do me a favor. Do not ape into this thing, but I'm dropping this for you. So African degen says Grumpy Cat. Okay, remember this. Grumpy Cat, the old fucking OG meme. Okay, this is one of those OG memes that normies will ape into if they find it. Okay, the OG cat meme, active community, recent all-time high close, 130K to 13 million. Okay, is 100x. 13 million seems like FUD in this cat-friendly market. Do your own research, but he likes the cat. Okay, clearly he missed. And he clearly missed Popcat. Okay, so here's Grump. Okay, this is Grump now. And I'm looking at this chart here. Sniper Club members, I told you guys about this 2 hours ago. Okay. If you are buying these things, okay, really, you want to buy pullbacks. Now, there's a potential narrative around this one. It's the OG cat. Okay. It's been around since February. It's been around. It's Grumpy Cat. It's an old meme from like 2012 or one of those things. There could be a narrative around this thing, but it's not enough to start buying big, thick green candles. So what you can do is wait for this thing to sell off, wait for dips on these things, then start buying any green. Not green. You want to buy the red. Okay, you want to buy the red like you see here, because you can see what happens. This thing pumps and dumps, pumps and dumps, pumps and dumps, pumps and dumps. Okay, look at that. Pump, dump. Okay, so just buy the red, buy the red. There could be a narrative here. Okay, I've added some of this to my meme degen plays. Okay, and let's see where this thing can take us. Right now it's 400K market cap. Let's see. Okay, maybe this thing comes alive again. So I'm dropping that there for you guys. And the CA, just make sure you have the right CA. This one is CH5JJ. I think African degen actually spoke about it here. Yeah, there's his CA. He's dropped it there. Okay, high risk play. I remind you, high risk play. Okay, if you're making money in meme coins, do me a favor. Okay, these memes that I bring you, if you're making money in them, take your capital out, de-risk a little bit. Remember, all of these meme coins can go to zero. They can all literally rinse you out. Okay, so you don't bet the house on this thing. Okay, Grumpy Cat, done. Let's talk GOAT. And I think we're going to get a entry on GOAT. Okay, so I think there is one coming if you want to chase the GOAT narrative. Now, this is for the degens. This is for the leverage traders. Now, yeah, I mean, you want to buy GOAT on spot. Yeah, you're going to make 30%, 50%, something like that. The real trick comes in a leverage play now, because this thing is, what is it, 60 billion? Or what is it, what's the market cap now on this thing? 600 million at the moment. So this thing is cooking, and potential entries here for you guys. So you can see what's going on GOAT. We've been tracking this for the last couple of days. I know Ray shorted this thing a couple of times, but look at that. Finally, little head and shoulders. What does that tell me? That tells me potential downside coming on GOAT. Where can we potentially start looking for some degen plays? So for me, 0.536, looking for action there. You can see a nice little level here, nice little horizontals, nice pivot level, and then a little bit lower down. Look at this little juicy zone here. Look at this. 0.4545, 0.4545. Those are your GOAT hot zones. Okay, those are your more than likely areas where you get a nice strong bounce on GOAT. So let it do what it needs to do. You can see there's a trend at the moment. I don't like this head and shoulders. Okay, let this thing do its thing. I think there's a high percentage entry down here. 0.54 to 0.53, and then 0.46 to 0.445. Okay, anywhere in those type of regions, that's where I think you get a nice little leverage play on this GOAT thing. So until then, sitting back. In fact, I'm actually going to set my alarm here, and I'm actually going to bang it on the 618, because if these market makers are decent, they're going to know that I need that 618 in my life, and they know that I'm going to long that thing. So I'm setting it just above that 618 fib there. Okay, let's talk bonk. I'm still wrestling with this bonk, and you can see no changes to the current bonk situation. So just an update from yesterday, and you're still going to play the same game. You really need this thing to break the 200-day MA to get exciting. Right now, let it play out underneath. You know how to do a degen setup. If you've been watching me long enough, you know the degen plays now. You want to bang out the 1 hours. You want to watch that 200-day MA, and you want to look for some action on bonk breaking through that 200-day MA. So this is a big one for us. We really want to start cracking that. Support you can use for bonk, 2-1. Multiple zeros, 2-1. When that pops the 200-day MA, I think this thing gets a little bit more bullish. And then Beam, still fighting with Beam as well. And no changes. Okay, we're above the monthly pivot. We're above the weekly pivot. Spot traders, you are good. Leverage traders, just hang in there. Okay, you can see your levels. I gave you the exact levels yesterday as well. If you start losing some of those, then you know what to do. And Marco Polo says, how low is Ondo going? I'm still in my WeX trade here. On I don't have it open here for you guys. Let's bang out a quick Ondo here quickly, and let's just see where we are. Yeah, this is an old chart. Okay, I don't have my recent one. Let's see if I can just get my recent one here. Okay, cool. Ondo. So let's just see if we can save the day on Ondo quickly. Okay, so Ondo right now is reacting on a 618. How strange is that? Okay, so what is interesting here for Ondo? We've lost the weekly pivot. We've lost the daily pivot. We are holding the monthly pivot. So that is the last bull source left there for Ondo. Then what do we want to look at? Reaction zones. Okay, what do we have here? Anchored VWAP, 618, bang. Okay, another 618 visit. We are trying to react here. Okay, so looking for Ondo to hold this region, okay, if it can be so kind. Alternatively, you've got a hot zone a little bit lower down. Let's look at this guy. There. Okay, that's a hot zone there for me on Ondo. And we're going to pull out Wavemaster here actually quickly. Let's just see what Wavemaster is telling us. Okay, could be a reversal here on the 4 hour. You can see it's trying to do something, but I think that it's a struggle here with dominance, guys. This dominance is a problem. The way Bitcoin's reacting, these altcoins just aren't getting ahead. So you can see we are in a reversal territory. I mean, the last couple of times we did that, look at that. We printed a nice little move there, printed a nice little move here. So we really want to see a nice juicy little band and that R start printing for us at these lows. So I suspect we could get that in 0.705, okay, 0.705, and then we've got a macro trend here. Look at that, nice trend pull there. So 0.688. So that is what you're looking for on Ondo. If this zone doesn't hold, okay, that is where you're looking for potential bounce play. That one there, 0.705, and then your backup play is going to be 0.69 is what you're going to look at next. So those are the two Ondo hot zones that you want to be looking at. Okay, guys, that is it. It's Friday. Okay, have a great Friday. Don't get absolutely rinsed. Okay, you got your levels. You got my reasoning behind why I think Sol could maybe have a break, and it might just consolidate for a week or two. Remember what 𝗬𝗎 did when the market started ripping? 𝗬𝗎 just sat still after pumping for so long. Maybe we get a similar situation like that with Sol. So when the market flips bullish again, maybe some of the others that are showing reversals, AVAX, Phantom, some of those, maybe they run, maybe Sol turns a little bit quiet again. So a lot to think about here, guys. I am back on Sunday, 2 hours after my normal time slots. I'll see you on Sunday. We'll tee up the week. Okay, if we got smashed this weekend, we're going to sort you out. If it's pumping this weekend, we're going to sort you out. Okay, all is well. Be safe. Don't overtrade. What? Where the glasses?
The show. Drop your comments after the show.
Okay, after the show, drop the tokens you want. Ray, I don't even recognize you, bro. I don't even recognize Ray with those glasses. Drop the tokens you want in the comments now when the show is done. Okay, Ray's going to put them together for me. I'll add some on Sunday. Okay, see you guys later. Jeez, bro, I hope I don't get rinsed.
I think